All right, friends, to create our dot art, we want to start by cutting out 3 dots. I want to do a big one and maybe 2 small ones. So I'm tracing this big circle here to get a really big dot. All right, so now I have my circle drawn. I'm going to use my scissors to cut it out. If it's not perfect, I'm not worrying too much. I'm doing my best. When I'm cutting, my right hand is the hand that's in charge of the scissors. It opens and closes. My left hand is the hand that works the paper. So I'm turning the paper with my left hand. It's teamwork. So now I have 1 dot, and here you can see I have a negative space dot, just like Vashti, a dot by not making a dot. Now I'm gonna do my small one, and since I can fit 2 on this paper, I'm gonna fold the paper in half, and that will make it so I only have to cut 1 time. So I'm putting that circle on there, tracing it, and then same thing. It's gonna be a little bit harder to cut since I'm cutting through 2 papers. You wanna make sure that you hold the papers together. Otherwise, you're only gonna cut out 1 dot. You wanna be cutting through 2 papers at the same time. There we go. Now I have 1, 2, 3 dots. I'm ready for the fun part. The first thing I can do is stamping with different things that are circles or dots. So I have a lot of different things, marker lids, cups, some Lego wheels. I'm gonna pick one of these and dip it into my paint. I wanna dip the circle part into it. I'm not rolling it in, only the end, the circle. And I'm making dots all over my dot. I can just leave this tool on the plate and then maybe grab another one. I'm gonna use this wheel here. Oh guys, I just realized I forgot a really important step. Before I did this, I was supposed to write my name. Since I forgot, all I'm gonna do is write my name teeny in a corner. Now these ones I remembered, so I'm gonna write my name big and then flip it over. So if you forget, no big deal, do like I did here. If you don't forget, write it on the back. So I have 3, and there are 2 different techniques. So I'm gonna do this stamping technique twice. And then the last one, we're gonna need to take turns on because we don't have enough supplies for us all to be doing it at the same time. And it's called marble printing. All right, these 2 are done. All right, the other option is marble painting, and it's really an option because it can be messy. So if you don't like to get messy, you don't need to do this part of the project. But for marble painting, you dip your marble into the paint, lift it off, and you can see my dot is in a box. This doesn't work if you try to do it on a table. I'm gonna set the marble down on there. And you can see I have paint on my hand. That's because I touched the marble. If I wanna go wash my hands, I can, or I can just get it on the box a little bit. And now what I do is kind of play around with the marble and let it roll around my dot. When I run out of paint, I pick it up, put it back in, roll it around a little, put it back on. And I'm moving it around and just kind of playing. I can do it until I feel like my dot is really full of color. Maybe I'll leave that marble in the red and put one in the yellow here to get a little bit of color variation. But this is kind of fun. You do need to make sure though you don't touch yourself or your clothes or a neighbor when your hands are dirty. So now my dot is done. I'm happy with it. I'm going to wash my hands and I'm gonna give my friend, another student, this cardboard because we will have to take turns. So I'll take my dot out and give someone else a turn to do the marble printing. Now I'm gonna put these on the drying rack. We'll use this drying rack today. We wanna start at the bottom. So we're lifting up the shelves. So I wanna start at the bottom and I'm gonna put all stick together. And this is where I'm gonna hit the pause button today. All right, now we're gonna assemble these bad boys. Mine are still a little bit wet, so I'm just gonna pretend to glue mine here. So I have a glue stick. I'm gonna trace around the outside edge of it. I can even put an X in the middle if that's helpful. And then I'm gonna stick my dot down. Again, gluing on the back of this and sticking. I can overlap if I want. I'm kind of playing with the composition. I think I like a little overlap. And then gluing this down around the edges and stick. Very cool. Now, if I like, I have these bingo daubers. I'm going to make dots in the background. Now, when I talk about background in art, I'm not talking about the back of your paper. The background is the space around the subject. The subject in this case are those dots we printed last time we were together. The background is the dots I'm making right now. All right, I'm feeling good about this. Now this piece of art is ready to go on the drying rack.